Hello, my dudes. Today I want to talk about mommy marketing. All of the product lists, must-haves, recommendations, and targeted ads that parents face. Some of these resources can be very helpful in deciding what you need, what's worth the money, but mommy marketing can definitely also make parents feel guilty or inadequate, or even like they're careless, bad parents if you're not buying the best stuff.
The marketing that you receive as a first-time mom, it's unhinged. It's packaged really nicely and really innocently, like, hey mama, we love you, we got you, we want you to have the best for your baby. But all it really is preying on your biggest insecurities as a mom. The subliminal message is, you need my product to be a good mom, to make sure that your baby's needs are met, to make sure that your baby is safe, sleeping through the night, that your baby doesn't choke and die. As a first-time mom, that's literally all you want.
I want to start with a list of some of the trendiest, most highly recommended baby items I've come across and how much they cost. Hatch sound machine and nightlight, $60. Kikaroo peanut changing pad, $150. Baby Bjorn bouncer, $200. Mamaroo swing, $270. Baby Brezza formula dispenser, $200. Bottle washer and sterilizer, another $300. Owlet sock baby monitor, $300. Trip Trap high chair, $300 to $400. Nestig convertible crib, up to $800. All of the expensive travel systems, car seat, bassinet, and stroller combos. Up a baby Nuna, Duna, Bugaboo. These can cost anywhere from $500 to over $1,200. And probably the ultimate bougie baby item, the Snoo Smart Sleeper Bassinet, $1,700. If you were to buy one of all those things, that would be over $5,000. And you would still have tons of necessities and basics that you'd still need to buy aside from those things. It is wild. So the point of this video is not to influence or de-influence you about any specific baby products. I have not even had my baby yet. She is due very soon, but I have no product skin in the game. I've still got to try all of mine out. But really all I wanted to do was be able to make a more casual, chatty video here because pregnancy brain, truly. And I figured I might as well talk about a topic that has been on my mind for months anyway, especially as we are currently trying to finish buying all the last essentials before baby arrives. So as we all know, life is very expensive right now, yet still we often hear people ask, why aren't more young people having kids these days? Well, first of all, some people actually don't want kids. Shocker. But also many people are putting off having kids for a while or at all because of how expensive it is. In addition to all the stuff you have to buy, often the most cost prohibitive part of parenting is the absurd price of childcare. Just wanted to acknowledge all of this at the top. You know, it is rough here, especially in the US, and being pregnant has only reinforced all of my beliefs about the importance of social programs. We absolutely deserve universal health care, generous paid parental leave, and just way more support and a higher quality of life for everyone. Whether you're a parent or not, kids, adults, we all deserve better. Anyway, let's continue. I just want to chat about baby stuff. Let's go. Baby stuff. What is it? What do you need exactly? That was my question when I found out that we were expecting. When I learned I was with child, I said, oh, good. Now, where do I begin? There is so much to learn, research, and buy, and 9 months really is not that long to figure all of it out. I personally went straight to any checklists I could find online of any baby essentials, and then I thought about starting my registry. Whether you get gifts during pregnancy, at your baby shower, or after the baby is born, depends on whatever culture you're coming from. I know some people don't give or accept gifts until the baby has arrived. But regardless, as a new parent, it just takes so much time and effort to figure out exactly what you need and then which exact products. A typical checklist has things like baby clothes of all sizes, a whole wardrobe, swaddles, burp cloths, diapers and wipes, diaper bag, health items, toiletries, feeding essentials, nursery stuff, including furniture, of course your car seat, stroller, bouncers, swings, toys, books, and more. There's always more. Oh, and don't forget about packing your hospital bag and getting stuff for your postpartum recovery. I can't wait. It's gonna be so interesting. Each of these categories has a bunch of extra items, accessories, and considerations, and I cannot stress this enough. Every single item requires research. My brain is so tired So tired of reading reviews, looking up recommendations. But I cannot just simply buy whatever. I can't just go online and just pick one. I can't. That's reckless. But yeah, all of this shopping and researching is in addition to actually trying to prepare and learn about pregnancy, labor, birth, postpartum, and how to actually take care of your baby. There's so much information. But before we continue, this portion of today's video is sponsored by Factor. Did you guys know that I'm pregnant? I don't think I've mentioned it. But really, it is so important to have quick, accessible meals, especially postpartum, which is coming up soon. So I'm very grateful to Factor. They deliver delicious, ready-to-eat meals, which is gonna cut down on the hassle of prepping, cooking, and cleaning up. And if we ever need to change our number of meals, pause, or reschedule, Factor is flexible. Factor's meals are very quick and easy. They're ready to heat and eat in as little as 2 minutes in the microwave. Though when I have some time or I'm feeling fancy, I'll throw them in the oven. Today's lunch is gonna be the smoky tofu and baked beans. Soon I'm gonna be very busy and sleep deprived, and this is gonna help ensure that I'm eating actual meals instead of living off like crackers. It's very good. Also, does anyone else do a little dance when they eat? Because I literally can't stop. You can head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code tiffanyferg50 to get 50% off your first Factor box and 20% off your next month of orders. That is code tiffanyferg50 at factor75.com to get 50% off your first box and 20% off your next month of orders. So as I mentioned, I started my registry because it was just an efficient way. The website I use has a checklist, so it's a lot easier to keep track of. I can see, you know, what things I've researched, what products I think I like, and when we do get anything, I can check it off that same list and know what's going on. But I still haven't gotten used to, again, how much pressure there is with every single item, every decision. One, because you're spending a lot of money buying all these things, but even more so because you're gonna be using these things on your precious little baby. You wanna make sure every item is safe and comfortable and healthy. You're checking out safety ratings, looking out for recalls. It is really tiring, and I end up with decision fatigue, and I'm like, I cannot make a choice. I can't even pick one. And then what comes a knockin'? The mom guilt, baby. Parent guilt settling in. Of course, every parent wants what's best for their baby, but you quickly find out that the best comes with absurd prices. When I first got started researching products and stuff, I would look at best of lists when I was looking at a category. Best diapers, best onesies, best snot suckers. And first of all, I have beef with many publications' best of lists. This isn't even just related to parenting or baby stuff. Anytime I look something up, I know what I'm gonna get, because these publications are getting commission based off of what people purchase from their recommendations. That's the whole point. That's why they're sharing these lists. And yet every time I am shocked at how expensive their recommendations are. Shocker. So for example, diaper bags. How hard could it be to find a good diaper bag at a decent price? It's a bag. But it's not just any bag. You are going to be using your diaper bag all day, every day. It needs to be really good. It needs to be very functional. So I look up this list, parents.com, best diaper bags. Let's see. First of all, these average $100 to $200. The cheapest one on this list is $80 when I was looking for diaper bags. And I only just picked one recently. I finally had to get one. I could not accept that a bag for diapers, wipes, maybe some creams, maybe some bottles. It's got a little compartments. How could these be so expensive? I look up another list. This is Forbes. Best diaper bags. Dagny Dover $200 diaper backpack. That's a popular brand. A lot of the cool mommies will say, yeah, love that. Even this fanny pack is $100. Eventually you start to be convinced. You're like, maybe I'm the crazy one. Maybe I do need a super fancy designer luxury diaper bag. It's gonna be kind of like my everyday bag, and like, you know, you want it to be good looking. You're gonna be carrying it around everywhere. And do you really want a diaper bag that looks like a diaper bag, you know? God, that would be mortifying. So suddenly your estimated price for every item just grows and grows and grows, and you're like, oh, that's gonna cost more than I thought. I didn't know the diaper bag was gonna be a splurge item, but maybe it's gonna have to be. Now, another major layer of a lot of baby stuff is the pressure for everything to not only be functional and safe, of course, but also good looking. Come on. You want all of your baby items to match your aesthetic, especially as a mommy. You don't want to be a frumpy, sad mom. Oh, don't even get me started about all the body image and clothes and bouncing back after baby. And so yeah, maybe a cute diaper bag is gonna be the difference. Maybe that'll make you feel put together after you birthed a human. Totally. I've also seen this in like decorating nurseries where, again, I will say, like, as we I think know, I'm not the most aesthetic person. It's not my top priority. It's not my top skill set either, making things look good. And I understand that, you know, as parents, you spend a lot of time in the nursery. You're with the baby a lot, especially when they're younger. You're gonna be in there for many, many hours in the dark, difficult hours of the night. Can you tell I'm getting myself mentally prepared? So I understand wanting to make the nursery cozy, wanting to make everything relaxing for you as well. But shout out to Sad Beige Baby.
Sad Beige toys for sad beige children. The best line of toys for your tot to learn of the infinite, sprawling sadness of the universe.
I do agree with the camp of people who think that like colorless children's rooms are sad. I'll say it. You can have a minimalist aesthetic, but like Sad Beige Baby. POV, when mommy is a designer and needs to make sure baby girl has the most unique and special nursery. And in response to comments she posted, when you show the internet that you painted the walls of your baby girl's nursery jail cell brown? And I know there's the Montessori element of like not overstimulating kids with flashing lights and crazy stuff, sure. But there's a lot of wiggle room between like sad beige and like overstimulating rainbow puke, you know? Like there's a lot in between. Kid stuff can look like kid stuff. It doesn't all have to be beautiful designer luxury mommy stuff. Anyway, so you continue researching every single product and you're trying to balance price and quality. How can you know what is truly worth it?
I cannot mentally take in all of the information there is out there about baby products. Don't use that, use this. You're gonna want 5 baby carriers, 5 baby Bjorns, different versions, different brands. It's like,
Your kid does not need 50 different sleepers in each different size.
Obviously, we all have different budgets and you've got to make those decisions for yourself. But like, remember all those expensive things I listed at the start of this video? Yeah, those things are very expensive. Those are all pretty much near the top of like whatever product you're looking for. Yet, some people swear by them and they say, yeah, I know the price is insane, but it was a lifesaver. It was a godsend. It helped baby or me sleep and eat and function, and therefore I would pay any amount of money for it. So when you're researching and you're hearing these things and you're like, again, the price range is shifting. You're like, maybe I do need to invest in this really fancy thing because it's gonna change my life. It's gonna make parenting easier. And that's the whole thing too, is like, parenting's really hard, I assume. Haven't done it yet. Having a new baby is such an adjustment, and the thought of any products being able to save your sanity and help you function and literally not lose your mind, very tempting. I can totally see how people are like, yep, I'd pay any amount of money. I will max out my budget to be able to have that. So there's that whole concept. Then there's the question of, do you go for the original or do you try to find a dupe? Because a lot of people have found dupes for these items and they say that they're equally as good or very, very close. Ultimately, it's so tempting. And again, this comes down to mommy marketing. There's social pressure, there's social media. Like when you hear everyone talking about these same highly recommended name brand items, yeah, there's peer pressure and you internalize the idea that they must be so good and so worth it. And if everyone else can afford it, then maybe you should just make it work somehow.
I was just getting so stressed out, so overwhelmed. I had no idea what I actually needed. And honestly, I felt a little guilty that I wasn't going to be able to afford all of that for my baby.
I cannot afford that. And 2, I don't want all the clutter. 3, why do we need so many of the same baby products?
And by the way, regarding all those expensive things, I'm sure there are some people watching who are like, yeah, no, I really do swear by XYZ, and that's great. If those items were within your budget, if you got gifted them, if you were able to get them secondhand or even for free, that is great. Absolutely no judgment to parents doing whatever they can to function. But here's the kicker. You could spend a ton on something. You can buy the best, most highly recommended product, and your baby might not even like it. They might not tolerate it for 1 second. They might hate it. It might not work for them for one reason or another. Every baby is different. They all have different preferences. So what works for one might not work for yours. Isn't that fun? And this makes every single purchase, again, that you've been racking your brain over, you've been reading recommendations, and still every purchase feels like a major risk. And it kind of is. Because what if the thing is actually not as good as people said? Or again, my baby just doesn't like it or doesn't need it. doesn't end up using it? What if I'm buying all these things and just wasting money? We can't predict which bottles or pacifiers the baby's gonna like, which diapers are gonna work for their skin. Mentally, I've just been trying to accept that it is inevitable that some of the things we've bought just won't work out. And then we're gonna have to get replacements and try other brands and hope that eventually you land on something that works. But again, it's expensive and it's painful. And on top of all of that, babies will continuously grow out of things. You finally found a bassinet or a bouncer that they love. Now they're over the weight limit and you gotta put it away. Then again, you're buying the next thing, taking another risk, seeing if it works for the baby, and the cycle just repeats. It's so fun.
Having no idea if you're actually gonna have a need for it and not using half of it. Right? And then just living in an environment that's cluttered up with a bunch of baby stuff that you constantly have to look at and feel guilt over spending money on and not actually using.
And hey, quick question about storage. Do you have enough space for all this stuff? What are you gonna do with all the stuff that the kids don't like or they grow out of? You could resell it, but what if you might want to have another kid? You might want to save it. Now you gotta just keep a bunch of baby stuff in storage for years? I feel like I'm gonna send myself spiraling just ranting about this, but oh well. But another fun thing is that actually the checklist of things you need for your baby never ends, apparently. Right when you think you're almost done shopping, you've got everything you need, you hear about another thing that is apparently essential. You can't live without it. Again, this whole time, as soon as you are expecting a child, social media picks up on that. Your feeds, they become dominated with pregnancy, babies, newborns, products, ads, everything's targeted. And suddenly you're seeing things you have never heard of and never thought you would need, but now tempted. Just the other day, I came across this pacifier that claims to be better than other pacifiers, and I was like, maybe I should buy it. Again, haven't even had this baby, haven't even seen if she will want or like pacifiers, but I'm like, well, this one says it's the best. The reviews are good, I guess. I also got another targeted ad for this little turtle backpack for when your kid is like a toddler and just falls backward, and it stops them from cracking their head on the floor. That's fun. Again, I'm not endorsing any of these products. These are genuinely things that have come up on my feed like this week. And yeah, for a split second, the marketing almost worked on me instantaneously. I was like, gotta buy it. Gotta buy the special pacifiers, gotta buy the turtle backpack. Baby's not even born yet, let alone walking. But I don't want her to hit her head. And again, it's so funny, like you always have to be skeptical. And again, that's why doing your research into all these products is so important, because like who knows if this random item on Instagram is actually safe or certified in any way or like good for a baby's development. Like you just can't trust anything that pops up on your feed. But again, because it's parenting, because it's mommy marketing, it gets to you. Would you be a bad parent? Would you rather your toddler crack their head on the floor? I'd buy the turtle backpack. It's like, it's really barely started for me and I'm already exhausted. But that might just be the 9 months of pregnancy talking. So as I've been thinking about all of these products, and again, my last video was about underconsumption core. And so I've been thinking a little bit more about, again, de-influencing, minimalism, all this stuff. Meanwhile, I am doing probably the most shopping I've ever done in my life in such a short amount of time because there's just an endless stream of things I need to buy for this baby. I'm trying to preach like lower consumption, but I'm also like, yeah, I'm buying all the things. I'm buying all the things. But in this context, I do think things like de-influencing are still helpful. Again, we have to remind ourselves what is truly essential, and that's a very hard question that I still haven't figured out when it comes to baby items.
Do your due diligence and do the work and figure out like, okay, what are the basics? But really try to convince yourself, like I can still be a good mom and I can still meet my baby's needs and take really good care of my baby with the essentials. And if a need arises, I am equipped to go meet that need quickly and efficiently.
But at the very least, like with a newborn, I should not feel obligated to buy everything that any baby could possibly need at any age, you know? I've been trying to kind of just get the basics and we can buy more stuff a little later on if and when we need to, you know? Also, like, yeah, the idea of what is essential is really interesting because of course, some people could show you a list of 1,000 things and say, all of these are my essentials for parenting. Okay, sure. And then others would say, literally all you need is like diapers, You gotta feed the baby. The baby needs somewhere safe to sleep. If you wanna get down to the bare minimum, you gotta keep this baby alive and healthy and well. But really though, the guilt is so unfair, and that's something that I've seen. I've been on so many like baby and parenting subreddits for the last year, and I'm reading these posts every day, and there are always so many moms talking about how guilty they feel for a million different reasons. And yeah, one of those is like, am I a bad parent if I'm buying a bunch of things secondhand for my kid? I feel bad, even though I know it's like, it's wise to buy baby stuff secondhand, especially clothes, because again, they're growing out of things so fast. You're getting maybe hand-me-downs or buying secondhand and it was barely worn to begin with. That's a great idea. But yeah, I've seen moms express the sentiment of like, I just feel bad. Like I feel like I owe my kid what's nice and new and the best of the best. And again, so much of that is just capitalist marketing bullshit. It's like everything you've internalized about your own childhood and the way you were raised, and you either want your kids at that same standard if you had a great childhood, or you want them to have a better time than you did. And yeah, it just digs up so many complicated feelings. But I just want to reiterate, if you are a parent and you are just getting your kids the things that they truly need, and you're putting in the time and effort and energy to take care of them and make sure they're safe and give them plenty of love, you are doing a great job. You do not need all these fancy things. You do not need brand new things. Please continue doing your best and do not beat yourself up about this, because it's just not fair. Continuing on to kind of derail myself, or maybe get back on track, I don't know. So after doing all of your research, finding your most wanted products, building a registry, you might have a baby shower. Again, depending on your culture, whether it's typical to gift things to baby and parents before or after the baby's born. Very common. And again, the point of a baby shower is to shower mom parents with all the baby stuff and sometimes postpartum things for the parents as well, to help make sure that the parents have all the stuff they need to take care of baby. Great idea. Love that concept. Now, when it comes to registries, I have thoughts, okay? And again, your cultural traditions or your expectations might vary from mine, but here are my thoughts. First of all, if someone has taken the time to build a registry and they put it on their baby shower invite, they say, hey, thank you for gifts. Please check out my registry. We're registered here and here. Stick to the registry. My God.
People getting stuff off my registry or not getting stuff off my registry stressed me the hell out, because I think my registry gave me some sort of like sense of control.
Most of the time you spend literally hours putting it together. Baby registry, wedding registry, whatever. So like, if you're gonna buy someone a gift, get it off the freaking registry.
Like, I did my research, I prepped it, I added everything to the registry.
It's stuff that the person actually needs, and they've hand-picked each item that goes on there.
They spent all this time researching. They've picked the things that they want. Buy them those things. And personally, when I was building my registry, I made sure to put a whole range of different products and prices. Some cute stuff, some less fun but very functional and very needed stuff. Small items, big ticket items, any price point. Again, regardless of how much any guest could or wanted to spend on the registry, there was a lot of stuff there. And of course, it is very generous and lovely for anyone to want to give you a gift for your baby shower. That is great, very much appreciated. All that being said, again, I spend a lot of time on these baby subreddits, and I've seen post after post of people talking about their registry and preparing for their baby shower. They put in all this work and research, they share the links, and people do not buy from the registry. And on their behalf, I get infuriated. Here's a post. Why is it so hard for people to stick to the registry? OP wrote, they hound you for a registry, and then when you give it to them, they refuse to use it. Oh, we saw this rug and thought it would be cute for the nursery. We're actually all good on decor, but thank you. Everything we need is on the registry. What about this lamp I saw? We'll get you that instead. I don't mean to sound ungrateful, but I don't need a lamp I didn't ask for. I need diapers, books, swaddles, and everything else on the registry. And they added this edit, same point I made. To address one person's comments in particular, my registry contains wipes, diapers, books, baby shampoo, grooming items, ranging in price from $5 to $30. My registry does not have $500 items that only a rich aunt could afford. I made the registry because they asked me to. I'm allowed to feel miffed that my time was wasted. And this gets into the whole gift giving like philosophy, which I actually think I want to make a video about. Maybe I'll save it for like the holidays. But I have a lot of thoughts about wish lists in general, gift giving. I know some people love a surprise. Some people love giving things that are unexpected. And then there are people like me who love giving a wish list and love receiving what I've asked asked for, what I've requested. I'll give you a list of things that I've been looking for, and I'm gonna be really happy to receive those things. They don't even have to be fancy or expensive at all, but it could literally be like, you know what, I need a new mascara. It'd be great to get that. Cool, thank you. I think some people see a registry as suggestions or ideas, but I think most people who are making a registry and sending it out, these are not suggestions. They're not looking for similar inspired items. No, they're looking for these exact things. And again, because it's for their baby, because they've researched, because they took the time to build it, they know exactly which products they want, and they're giving you the list. Here's a comment. I literally put on my second baby's celebration, bring diapers only. Got everything but diapers. People shop for their own pleasure and they want to get something cute so they can feel that rush. And yes, I feel for that person. That is so frustrating, especially because again, we all know diapers are so expensive. So like, yeah, especially for a second child, they've probably got a lot of stuff, plenty of stuff from the first baby. Diapers would be great. They're requesting diapers. But that point about people shopping for their own pleasure because they want to get something cute, yeah. Again, none of this even comes from my own experience with like my baby shower or my registry. But again, I've seen this sentiment and I've seen it in gift giving in general. Sometimes people want to buy what they want to give you. And again, I'll get into this in a future video. I understand where it's coming from, but in this specific instance, I think it is different maybe for birthdays or holidays, sure, but like for a baby shower registry, from what I've seen in all these posts, people love to buy like cute things. Like they want to go buy cute little baby clothes or toys. Those are fun to shop for. But again, when you are having a shower specifically because you need these things for a newborn, you need all these essentials maybe for the first few months of your baby's life, you need lots of practical items. Again, look at that checklist. It's not all fun and games. It's like thermometers and diaper cream, bottle sanitizer, sure. But often people do not want to buy those. Like as a guest going to a baby shower, you're looking at the list and you want to pick like the most exciting or the most cute, the most fun items. So then the more practical ones get neglected.
Can you believe that no one has bought me anything from my baby registry?
I didn't put any baby clothes on my baby registry. My baby shower hasn't even happened yet. And I am currently on her third load of laundry. And this doesn't include the stuff that I've already folded and hung up. And like, I'm not being ungrateful. I am so grateful for all of this. But like, I don't have a changing pad. I don't have a single bottle. I don't have a diaper caddy. I don't have any bassinet sheets. I don't have any crib sheets. But you bet your ass she has an outfit for every occasion. And she has about 30 baby blankets.
I totally get it. You see a blanket and you're like, oh my God, that's so cute. See a stuffed animal or something super meaningful, cute, love it. But get something off the registry. It's so nice if you can get something off the registry. Is that bratty?
But another element of this is like, if as a gift giver, you're about making the recipient feel good, getting them something that they'll love, or getting something that makes you feel good as the giver. Sometimes that's the case. Like I've seen examples like, oh, family member would be really happy if the baby wears this Easter dress that we got her. It's like, all right, then you're giving that gift for your sake because you want to see the baby wear the dress you got. And many people will be like, well, you should just be grateful. Anyone giving a gift is great. Yes, sure, grateful, thank you. Again, every gift is generous, but the point of a baby shower is to help the parents get the stuff they need. So especially in this specific circumstance, I think sticking to the list is the most respectful thing that you can do. More Reddit replies. I think there's also a generational culture gap. I've noticed my older female relatives are most guilty of this. They want to see the registry list to get ideas and then come up with their own twist. My niece is pregnant and my mom kept asking for good gift ideas, to which I insistently said either an item from the registry or ask her directly what she'd like. Did she take this advice? Of course not. Yeah, that's classic. Or again, they see the registry and they want to get you something similar. Another comment, my mother-in-law has been trying to convince me to let her purchase a less expensive version of the fanciest, silliest thing I have on my registry. I'm like, please just ignore the things you don't want to pay for and move on. I know it might seem picky to some guests, and I understand this a lot more now having gone through it myself. But again, after you have spent so much time researching and you know the difference between different brands or why you picked one specific item, it is so frustrating for people to not shop from your list exactly. If I picked this pacifier, maybe there's a reason for it. If I didn't put this item on the list, maybe there's a reason. Maybe that's unsafe. Maybe it's been recalled. Maybe it's not something I want my baby to have. I don't know. Anyway, my favorite tip for baby showers or registries is to buy at least some of the functional boring items because the recipient will appreciate it. More comments. Every time someone sends a registry, I purposely buy the less cute items on it. The manual breast pump, bags for milk storage, backpack, diaper bag, etc. And then I throw in a cute onesie that I picked out separately. I think that's great. That's wonderful. I don't think anyone would mind going a little bit off registry for like, yes, a one little item. Who's gonna be upset about receiving an extra cute onesie? But importantly, they're receiving those essential functional things that they need. Another person wrote, just went to a shower and gifted laundry detergent and diaper balm from the registry. They were so happy. Apparently most people either didn't buy off the registry and the things that they bought from the registry were just the cute things. They got almost no utilitarian items. Last one. When we get pregnant and have a baby registry, I've decided we will not be revealing the gender of the baby until after the shower. I have seen tons of people say that when they don't know the gender of their baby, like other people are like, how am I supposed to know what to buy you or the baby? It's like, buy them neutral baby items. Does everything have to be super blatantly gendered? And again, to some people, yes. To some people, they want to get the most extreme baby boy, baby girl items. And apparently nothing else will be fun to buy. They wrote, I want diapers, bottles, strollers, car seats, bath stuff, the boring stuff that is useful, not hundreds of pink or blue onesies that they're gonna grow out of because they're cute. Screw cute. Give us functional. And I love that. Lastly, I just want to chat a little bit about baby showers. I actually had my baby shower pretty early because I was traveling to the West Coast where most of my family lives and a lot of my friends are out there. So I obviously didn't want to be flying late in my pregnancy. So I did it a little bit earlier, and honestly it was nice because I was in my second trimester and not feeling exhausted. But when I was planning a baby shower, I was like, why is this reminding me of planning a wedding? Why is this so extra? First of all baby stuff looks the same. Like, do you know what I mean? Like when you're looking at wedding inspo, it's the same thing too. You go on Etsy, you're looking for little invitation templates. You're looking at Pinterest. It's like there's like 3 fonts that are allowed in the world of weddings or baby showers. And it's like, there's no aesthetic variety here. And then I'm looking for like, yeah, baby shower, like decor inspo. I don't want to go too crazy with my baby shower because again, I don't really care that much about decoration. But every single baby shower I look up on TikTok and stuff is all the same. Again, everybody has a massive balloon arch. Everybody has these elaborate games and craft stations, catered food, single-use specific decorations, which I'm not a fan of, personalized baby so-and-so, blah, 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 blah. It's like, I get people get their inspo from online, but I'm just always shocked at like how much of a visual echo chamber it looks like when you're trying to plan an event, as if there's only one way that a baby shower could be. Like I saw some TikToks of people being like, my cheap DIY baby shower, and they're like at home in their backyard or whatever. Looks like a perfectly nice party. And they're like, yeah, I felt kind of bad because it's not as fancy as the ones I've seen. No, you shouldn't feel bad. The point is to celebrate the baby and you. Like, that's great. You don't need to like rent a super fancy event space and again, cater food and pay for a decorator. If you love decorating and you love party planning, that's cool. Enjoy it, have fun. But it reminds me of Heather's baby shower in Selling Sunset. I swear her baby shower must have cost more than like my entire wedding. And it probably had even more guests. And that is just like wild to me. I cannot imagine. Anyway, for my baby shower, we did rent an event space because we didn't have someone's home to host it at. I would have loved to do like a backyard kind of barbecue casual kind of thing. But again, we didn't have the space for it. So we found a relatively cheap event space, rented it for a couple of hours. There was only like a 20-ish person capacity. And I'm good with a small group, but counting out how many people and who I wanted to be there, we ended up just choosing ladies only, girls only, except some of the kids. My cousins were allowed. So yeah, it was like 20 of my friends and family who could make it. And it was so lovely to have like girly time, especially with like my family members who are all excited for me to be having my first baby. We didn't really do any games because I decided, no. Really, we just hung out, ate some good food. We catered some like relatively cheap Mexican food. Mexican food is always my favorite. When I'm back in California, that is all I want. We chatted, we snapped some pics. I wish I had had more time to spend with everybody, but that's honestly the hardest thing about hosting an event, which I am not made for. Like, I felt the same way about our wedding, even though it was relatively small. I was like, I feel the pressure of wanting to be able to connect with every single person one-on-one and spend quality time with everyone. But how do you do that when you've got 20 to 50 people, let alone hundreds? When people have big events, I guess you just have to accept that you'd like wave and you're not gonna have one-on-one time with everyone. Anyway, my baby shower ended up being very cute, and I totally appreciate, you know, my family for helping to plan it, organize it, put it together. Shouts out to them because I did not want to organize my own event. I'm terrible at it. And it was so sweet that a lot of people were willing to travel out to come and hang out with me for a little bit and celebrate baby. And yes, one thing I did get from Pinterest or Etsy was the idea that instead of cards, to have people bring little baby books. And that was really cute because people wrote very sweet messages in there to like me and the baby. And now we have a cute little start of our baby book collection that's very sweet and precious. And yeah, I got a good number of gifts from my registry, which was very kind. And then some people surprised me with a couple of extra little things like a little vintage baby dress or like, you know, a little something special off registry that was very much appreciated and very cute. So that's that. So that is all. I hope you enjoyed today's chatty little video. Again, this was all that I could do with my limited brain capacity at this point. And like physically, I'm sitting on a yoga ball right now. I'm bouncing, I'm comfy. But yeah, baby at this point is due in less than 2 weeks. So really she could arrive anytime, but hopefully not anytime soon. I don't want her to be early. Anyway, as I mentioned in my last video, I will only be taking a short maternity leave, maybe taking like 4-ish weeks off because again, that's life in the United States when you don't have a job that offers generous paid maternity leave. All good. But if you would like to help support me, support my little bit of time off, you can check out my Patreon. You can sign up for like 1 month, or if you'd like to do a one-time donation, I made a coffee if you want to tip and or buy me a coffee. I will be needing that caffeine. Very much appreciate any of you who have just been giving me any type of support, words of affirmation. I appreciate it a lot. I am very excited for this next stage of life, and it's gonna be very interesting. My mom era, so to speak, you know, for the rest of my life. Anyway, I appreciate you. I hope you are all doing well, and stay tuned for future internet analysis videos. Okay, thanks, bye.